It's happy Monday night. Happy Monday night. So, as always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's key, which is Jen Shah from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, being exposed for being a part of a very loud and public and explosive fight. Don't worry, you guys. We are going to watch the clip. But before we do that, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a key is always better with community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. So this is according to TMZ. We will go through the article. It's pretty short, really quickly. It gives a good background information, and then we will watch the clip together, and then we'll discuss what we think is going on in the clip, okay? So again, the source is TMZ. Real Housewife of Salt Lake City star Jen Shah blowout public argument, okay? It says update. 10:39 a.m. A source close to Jen Shah tells TMZ she was leaving dinner with friends when two strangers started hurling homophobic slurs. The source says Jen was reacting to the strangers who are not seen in the video. Let's see if that makes sense after we watch the video, okay? Jen Shah's sentencing in her fraud case isn't the only thing she's on edge about these days. The Real Housewife absolutely lost it during an explosive argument, screaming and cussing on the streets of Salt Lake City. TMZ obtained this intense footage of Jen and four other people having a blowout in downtown Salt Lake City. And you hear Jen scream several times, F you. We're told this heated showdown happened around 9:50 p.m. on November 5th. As they say, Saturday night's all right for fighting. It's unclear what sparked the dispute or who the other combatants are, but there's some clear chatter about someone's husbands. Okay, now this is the thing. We're going to watch the footage, don't worry. But my question is, if they're talking about someone's husband, okay, then how come in the update it says she was reacting to the strangers? If they're strangers, how are you talking about their husbands? You would have to know who these people are. You would have to know if they're married. You would have to know the situation. We're going to watch it, but I want us to keep in mind these tidbits as we watch it, okay? Now, then it says there's also one person, not Jen, who hurls a homophobic slur a few times. You can understand why Jen might be wound pretty tight. She's about to find out her punishment after copping a plea deal in her fraud case. As we reported, Jen went before a federal judge in July and pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with telemarketing. As part of her plea deal, the feds dropped one count of conspiracy to commit money laundering, but she could still get up to 14 years behind bars. At the end of the Saturday night argument, Jen stormed off, and our law enforcement sources say cops were not called to the scene. Okay, again, keep a couple of things in mind. Allegedly, this fight is happening over two strangers, but yet they're talking about people's husbands and they're using people's names. And also keep in mind the energy between Jen and the guy who's very aggressive in the scene, that in the fight that she's talking to. Based on their energy, it seems like there is a history there, but that's just me. Again, they said that the two strangers weren't in the video, but yet she's fighting with a guy who is clearly in the video, okay? So just keep all that in mind, and now let's watch the video. If there's any issues with the video, let me know, and thank you guys for holding me down. I really, really appreciate it, okay? This is from TMZ. All right, let's watch.
Go fuck yourself! Shut the fuck up! No, fuck that. Don't talk about
So that was the clip from TMZ, you guys. Now, I'm just saying it doesn't seem like that's a fight between strangers, as they're trying to say. To me, that seems like that's a fight between two people who know each other. Maybe strangers said something and popped it off. I was trying to listen to see what the names that they were saying. It seemed like they were saying, the first time I heard it, it seemed like they were saying Angie. Angie would never say that. And I was like, oh, is this fight about Angie K? You know, how her husband set up that whole fake, that Finsta account, Shah exposed. I was like, oh, is that what they're fighting over? He was like, Angie would never say that. And then the chick's like, the husband said it, the husband, I defend you, I believe you. I was like, is this about Angie, not Angie K, I'm so sorry, Angie Harrington and her husband, right? Is it about that? But then I listened again and I was like, are they saying Maddie would never say that? It's hard to really parse it out, but you can see Jen Shah has no chill. She is still screaming in public. She's still fighting in public. I mean, if it were me and I was about to be sentenced, the last thing I would do would be doing anything that could land me in more legal trouble, right? I would just do, I just don't get it. Like, what were you screaming about? What was the situation? Strangers were saying homophobic slurs and that popped you off to that level. And then you're talking to the guy in the red shirt that you seem to clearly have a history with. Why is he popping off? Does he know the strangers? Like, it's just unclear what's going on. But what you do see is going on is just, again, more mess, more drama, more not controlling your emotions, more popping off. And the cameras weren't even there. Like, chick, this is just who you is. And don't forget when Jen Shah's ex stylist or dress designer, remember when he secretly taped her and then he leaked it when she was like being verbally abusive to him, you know, and then he leaked it out and all that stuff. So this isn't the first time where we've seen, you know, on camera pop off Jen actually be that in real life. It's not just for show. It's not just for, you know, the cameras. That's really who she is. And that's very, very disturbing. Like, I don't get the fight. I don't understand it. I think there's more to it. I don't think it was necessarily just random strangers that made that explosive. If it is, that's bizarre to me. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments below. Can you hear her saying, do you think that they're saying Angie would never say that, as in Angie Harrington? Does it sound like Maddie to you? And do you believe what the source close to Jen is saying, that it was just two random strangers who said some homophobic slurs, and it just so happens that Jen heard that and she was so offended, she started having a public violent fight saying F you and yelling and talking about husbands and all of this stuff because two perfect strangers said something bizarre? Does that make sense? Or do you think they're fighting about something that they know that's personal to them, something going on in their life? Let me know what you think makes more sense. I'm going to do my quick outro for people watching on the replay, but stick around, Candy Canes, because I want to take your comments and your questions. So as always, comment down below and be sure to like this video. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box and shop our love collection. We've got a ton of stuff down there, so go ahead and treat yourself. We got a lot of stuff, guys. With that, let's get into some of our Candy Cane comments. All right, you guys, let's get into it. All right, Kat says no sound. Thank you guys for letting me know.